for the fury of those who are oppressed.
Oppressed people's nation. I'm only here for the people.
I'm married.
Are you lost?
Lost? I'm not lost.
Okay, so you came with them. So what they do to you?
I was terminated.
Why?
Because at Olive Garden they have a policy, 2 servers for 8 guests.
Okay.
I had a partner that Sunday, and we set up a 12, we set up an 18, and we each had another table. The 18 had more guests arrive, so we had to pull more chairs and get another table for them. I was terminated because a guest didn't see me at the table.
Say that again.
I was terminated because a guest didn't see me at the table.
Okay. Meaning what? Break that down, because I'm a little confused. You were terminated because a guest didn't see you
At the table.
at the table.
Something like that 15-minute thing. Like,
Okay, so, but that was a table of 18, right?
Yes.
And they didn't, but you had served the 18.
We served at, we started at 12.
Right.
The 18 started coming in.
Okay.
And our other tables kept getting sat.
Okay.
So with the 18, we actually needed other help from other servers in
Okay.
the restaurant. And that's what we did, the both of us, September and I. 21 days after that, the senior vice president of the district called me and gave me my job back. That was October 5th. He told me to call the general manager who terminated me the first time to get on next week's schedule. And that was Thursday, 10/7. When I called him, he scheduled me lunch. I don't work lunch, I'm going to work dinner.
Why?
I just work dinner.
That's your schedule. That's
Yes.
what you came in on.
Yes.
That's what you was hired
That's
as an
in my
understanding.
availability when we first
When
opened that new store.
Did
I
you-
scheduled myself only dinner because we were only allowed 5 shifts.
Okay. So
And I
you
have a
don't work
family.
lunch, but you do dinner.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I have a family to take care of. I can't rely on the lunch money and
Right.
the dinner money. I do better.
Okay.
And I told the general manager that I watch my grandson.
Okay.
I'll call you back when you get the schedule right. He said, no, you're not going to win. Come in Tuesday, 10/12 at 5 o'clock. And that's an unsuitable work offer because that's a job I'm not going to win on. He told me to come in. He told me you're not going to win, come in. So I called Sam Pierre, who gave me my job back. I told him the general manager started conflict right away. I only worked dinner. He scheduled me lunch. And there was a threat, him telling me I'm not going to win. I don't feel safe about my job. And he'll have Kelly Watson, the district manager, call me back after he finds out what the general manager meant when he told me I wasn't going to win. And Kelly Watson told me that Larry Lindsay meant it was a no-win situation and a poor choice of words. To me, when I got on my job, I was going to see how I wasn't going to win, just like the rest of my co-workers here have told. I called the unemployment, and the first time I called unemployment, it was in September, 9/22, from the first time the general manager fired me. Because when he fired me, he only fired me with an index card with 3 names and 3 phone numbers on it.
Same thing you gave me.
And he told me he had written statements and progressive discipline statements. I didn't see, though. And I went and I put out 19 job applications. The reason for leaving Olive Garden, terminated disputing. When Sam Pierre gave me my job back, I thought, well, where's his statements and his progressive discipline? Why would he give me my job back? So he was lying about that. When he said no win situation, no poor choice of words, I knew that I wasn't going to win. I knew something bad would happen to me, so I didn't go back. When I called the unemployment, after Sam Pierre gave me my job back, that was 9/22 when I called unemployment. He gave me my job back on the 5th. I faxed to the Unemployment Bureau what was going on at that job. I didn't feel safe about it. That was on October 10th. On October 13th, the Unemployment Bureau called me and told me that Olive Garden laid me off for lack of work. I said, Olive Garden, I didn't go to Olive Garden because the general manager told me I wasn't going to win on my job. That's a threat.
They fired you. They should have given you unemployment for a real thing.
In addition to telling the Unemployment Bureau that I was laid off for lack of work, he said that I had domestic availability issues, that I watched my grandson. And I kept trying to tell the Unemployment Bureau that I don't have any availability issues, that it was the general manager who should have told you. He told me I wasn't going to win on my job. I didn't go back. I asked Sampiera, who gave the job back, and the Darden Human Relations Manager, Joanne, for a statement why I was terminated the first time, why I'm coming back to work, and how I'm getting paid for the time I was off. Because Olive Garden told them that I was reinstated and I recovered back pay, which never happened. For an appeal through the Unemployment Bureau, I subpoenaed the reinstatement and recovered back pay, the availability form that he used to schedule me lunch, and my entire schedule from the time that store opened in April of 2009. I got fired at 9/14/10. I only worked dinner. When I get to the commission, they tell me that the company has not complied with these subpoenas. I said that I can't go forward with my case because that's the facts. They said that I was reinstated and I recovered back pay. I didn't. There's no documents to prove, and they don't comply with the Unemployment Bureau. So I got a continuance to wait for those subpoenas to come. I had another hearing on April 1st, and they told me that Olive Garden keeps on sending back the subpoenaed mail saying that I gave a wrong address. And I said, Olive Garden gave you their address when they told you they laid me off. Well, now, the Unemployment Bureau is not going to have anything to do with this. I have to answer without the facts to prove my case. It's got me completely upset, and I want justice over this. I was fired for no reason. I shouldn't be told coming back to work that I can't have a statement from the person who gave me my job back. And they really didn't care that I didn't come back on my job. He didn't give me my job back to give it back. He gave it back as an act to cover up the discrimination that they used to fire me with the first time.
Now, what discrimination? Tell me, what discrimination are you speaking about?
When I was fired the first time for 21 days, they called me on the 5th to give me my job back. But because of the setup of the 12 and the 18 and the 2 extra tables, for me to get fired because the guest didn't see me, I was too old to get to the table. They allowed
what?
Too old to get to the table for the guests.
See, we kind of old here. We was age discrimination.
Y'all ain't young and cute and got them little small.
Like
and them.
September, there was another person on the party with her that didn't get fired.
Huh?
There was another person on the party with her that did not get fired.
And the
Now,
management
tell
allowed
me this: the other person who was serving the party with you, were they black or white?
black.
So they didn't fire the black woman, but they fired
They
you.
liked her.
They liked her.
Liked her behind.
Yeah, you were a little flat. So. Okay, so they got rid of you. Okay, all
Hey,
right.
Closet Cap, shit, she banging the manager right now.
And I also
Rich.
went, before he gave me the job back, on the 6th, I went to the EEOC, and they decided that there was a charge of discrimination. They investigated, and he felt from what I told him that they did discriminate me on my age. And then when I called on the 7th to get on the schedule for the next week, and he told me I wasn't going to win, EEOC said that that was another act of discrimination, telling me I'm not going to win. Now, the Unemployment Bureau, on the 13th, when I told him what was going on at the job, that he told me I wasn't going to win, he was threatening me, they didn't need to call me on the 13th and tell me the company laid me off. They should have asked me if I went back to the job. Now I have domestic availability issues that he's shoving my grandson down my throat with. Going back to the first termination, where he didn't need to mention that because he told me to come in on the 12th at the 5 o'clock shift, not the Monday lunch shift that I don't work ever at that store because he gave me my job back. Now in a layoff with the Unemployment Bureau, I have to accept any shift. So they covered up his threat, telling the Bureau that they laid me off.
Okay. Anything else that done wrong to you? You sure? All right, I'm gonna take a little break, and I'm coming back with two. Now you thought before I done talked to, you thought they done had an injustice of the Olive Garden. We finna get down to the nitty gritty. I saved the last two because they the best two. You thought that the woman being out there in the parking lot and them telling her, "No, you can't come in." You thought them telling the lady right here, our Caucasian friend, that she couldn't get to the table fast enough. You thought that the brother, you thought that him just asking you how your day going, and they done turned it to sexual harassment. Then you thought the lady here that was doing the drinks and serving her guests, that she done stole somebody's tips. If you thought that was bad, wait till you check out these last two guests. You ain't saying nothing. This Sister Brown, I need a break. This is so hot, I need a cigarette. I'll be right back. Holler at me. Show back up if you want the truth on what's going on at Olive Garden.